I don't know about you, but I'm frequently annoyed by the little things. In my book, Treating People, Not Patients, we have a whole chapter on the little things that we do as a practice to decrease blockages to care, to give patients a really great experience. My last Instagram video, I talked about how I was annoyed when I went to my business partner's office. And I went to the front door, and the front door didn't work. It says, go around and use the back door. I went to the back door, and that didn't work. It says, go around and use the back door. I didn't know they had two back doors. I went to the back door. That didn't work. It said, press the button because the doorbell doesn't work. So call this number because if you press the button, it's just not going to work. That was annoying. It was my first time going to that office. My first time going to the office, and I can't get into the office. My confidence went down. So how would you feel if you went to an office and you couldn't get into the office because the door didn't work, and the second door didn't work, and the third door didn't work, and you had to make a phone call? Should I have called before I left my house and said, hey, look, listen, I'm gonna be there in about 30 minutes, open the door before I get there. Or maybe they should just replace the doorbell. In my book, Treating People, Not Patients, we talk a lot about the little things. We actually have an 8 to 10 page document on the little things that we do as a practice to make our practice unique. And I know a lot of you do the same things. Some of the little things we do is we offer our patients refreshments. A lot of you do as well. However, do you have a menu in your reception area with the different types of drinks that they have, different types of snacks that they have, decaffeinated coffee, decaffeinated Starbucks Verona coffee, about 17 different herbal teas, different types of beverages from orange juice to sodas to bottled water to sparkling water. All of that is there and the patient can pick as they're reading one of our magazines. We subscribe to 20 different magazines, not just one or two. I've been in offices where I'm reading about the World Series like in 1964. I want an up-to-date magazine. We have aromatherapy right in the reception area, so it smells like a lounge. If you've ever been into any of these airport lounges or any hotel now, they actually use aromatherapy. And aromatherapy has been found to decrease tension, make you feel better. In a dental office, it gets rid of all those dental smells because there's a certain smell in a lot of dental offices because of the restorative materials that we use. So those are just a few of the things, besides being extremely nice to people. We go out of our way to find things to do on a daily basis to make the place more hospitable. Matter of fact, Taylor, one of my employees, is chief of hospitality. She's chief of customer service. Every day she finds ways to give a wow experience. And every day she walks around our beautiful grounds here and she sees if there's any trash, if there's any garbage, etc. Do you do that at your practices? Do you have somebody walking around your office making sure every light bulb works, that there's no trash on the floor? We do. It is meticulous, and patients look at that. They notice. Matter of fact, I had a patient came in yesterday. She lived an hour and a half from the office, and she was a difficult type of a patient, not very trusting. I took out a failing implant for her a year ago, and then she went to France, and then she came back, and so I hadn't seen her in a year. And she came in with a CAT scan. I go, where'd you get the CAT scan? She goes, I have a friend that has a friend, and they told me to see this doctor because maybe I would help you by just seeing the CAT scan. Well, that was a lie. She went for another opinion because that doctor happened to be 4 minutes from where she lives. And it seemed like it was more convenient. And I know that doctor. And he's a really good doctor. He's very good at what he does. But he didn't give her that wow experience. So when she came back in, I opened the CAT scan, which was difficult to open. It wasn't one I normally can read. I couldn't diagnose where the nerve was. So I said, let me take another CAT scan if you don't mind, and I won't charge you for it. And she was thankful for that. We sat down in my conference room, and in a screen that was probably about 5 feet by 4 feet, I blow up her x-ray, I show her the nerve, I show her where the bone is, I talk to her, and she goes, that's why I came back and saw you. She goes, not only this, you're giving me so much more information than I got at the other doctor's office. Even though he's a great doctor, he didn't communicate with her. And she goes, I've never been in an office this clean. She goes, I don't know what it's like in your office, but it's like a Zen thing. I don't know why that is. I said, you should read my book. Then you'll know why it's Zen. Because in my book, I have a strategy for doing everything in that practice. Now, I'm not perfect. Okay, we have an old building. It's 150 years old. We've turned it into a dental office. And to make the traffic run smoother, I have one door to the office. And it's not in the front of the office. Let me show you. I'm actually sitting on the steps of my office. If you look around the grounds here, you can see that the grounds are beautiful. We have fresh flowers. It's early spring, and everything's in bloom. It didn't look like this when we first moved into the practice. I hired a landscaper, Andy Cuzco, who's here every week with this whole team, making it look great. But we have two doors. Here's the front door. It's a nice door, It's an innate pink building, which gives off an air of calmness. It's purple, which is associated with healing. However, the door doesn't work. But you know that. It says, please use back door. Now, how often do my patients come to this door? Almost never. The only patients that come to this door is someone that doesn't listen because we tell patients our door's in the back. It's conveniently located by the parking lot. Come on with me. As you can see, the azaleas are in bloom, and we have knockout roses. They're just starting to bloom now. They'll bloom 3 times before Christmas. It is now May 7th. They will be in bloom until Christmas Day, until they're cut back. And patients come in and they see these beautiful flowers. Most of our patients enter from the back of the office. Come on. Come on, we're in a rush. Let's go. As we come to the back of the office, there's a little bench here. It's moved out of position because the grass was just cut today. It should be at a 45-degree angle so patients can see it. It's welcoming to have a nice white bench. It also says, what I say at the end of every video, it's coming, be the gift. As we walk in here, this is our entrance to the office, we have 2 planters. These planters are changed every season. Right now it's early spring. By the end of the summer, we're going to have a huge blossom here, and people will comment on them when they come in. I do dentistry. I'm not a horticulturist, but when people see these plants, they go, they're taking pride in what they do. Let's go into the office. And here's our name. You don't have to ring the doorbell. The door is open. So there's only one place to enter in our practice. It says there's a conference entrance here, but this door is locked. And it doesn't say patient entrance. So we have 2 doors, but one's to the conference room. So when a patient comes to our office, they see a beautifully appointed office, beautiful plantings, knockout roses, nice trees, azaleas blooming in early spring, beautiful planters, and a door works. All those things require an attention to detail. We're not taught that in dental or medical school. Nobody teaches this, but it's very important. It's almost as important as doing a good surgery because it gets patients to be comfortable in our practices. And as my bench says, you be the gift. Have a great day, everybody.